Hello and a very warm welcome to you for joining us here for MotoGP Esport Global Series round number 2 of 2024, where we have 3 incredible racing action ready and waiting for you, starting off with the Tissot sprint at the Chang International Circuit before race number 3 at Sepang International Circuit, before rounding off the racing action for race number 4 at the Ricardo Tormo Circuit in Valencia. Daniele Aloy comes into this round after clean sweeping round number 1 as your championship leader. However, he's been chased very hard by your reigning champion Jack Hammer and 3-time champion Trast. My name is Liam Hodgins, calling the action today. Alongside me is my very good friend Connor Doherty.
Liam, it's an absolute pleasure to be here with you for round 2 of this global series. And if we learned anything in round 1, it's that the talent on display this time around is the best we've ever had.
Yeah, 11 incredible riders are ready to do action for you here today. And just remember, you can get in touch with us here in the studio.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure that you join the conversation. You can do it on all social media, and you can do it with the hashtag MotoGPeSport. You never know who's going to be reading your comments. We certainly will be, but maybe one of the riders will be as well.
As we just said, Daniele Aloy leads the way after clean sweeping the first round. The first time in the sprint era that somebody has won the Tissot sprint and both of the races. And we'll just take you a little bit back to what happened last time. If you didn't join us then, first of all, where were you? Second of all, thank you for joining us this time, and we can see what happened in the previous event. Well, the Global Series began with 3 exciting outings to start off 2024.
Opening round 1 from the Pertamina Mandalika circuit, it was Daniele Aloy who led the Tissot sprint right from the start.
There were battles galore all throughout the field, and although he was chased by Repsol Honda's Adrian, Daniele Aloy kept his first position while Jack Hammer and Trast fought for third.
Daniele Aloy held on for an incredible victory to get the Global Series underway in earnest.
Race 1 also started with Daniele Aloy in first place. He was stalked tirelessly by Jack Hammer, while Adrian suffered a very early crash.
Daniele Aloy got his second win, while Jack Hammer and Trast got the final podium spots.
Closing this Global Series round from Phillip Island, race 2 followed a very similar pattern.
Although Daniele Aloy started from 4th, by the first turn he climbed to 1st and led right until the end. Jack Hammer crashed out early and Adrian took 2nd place for most of the race, but the current champion still had something to say.
In a miracle run, Jack Hammer climbed from 8th to 2nd position, and by the final lap, showing just why he is the reigning MotoGP Esports champion, he made a move on Adrian.
It was absolutely sensational, and as we get underway in round 2, it's Daniele Aloy who takes the lead in the standings, with Jack Hammer close behind, and Trast and Adrian still very much in the mix.
And here we are, the championship standings after round 1. Daniele Aloy leads it by 62 points, with Jack Hammer 15 points further back, and Trast on 33 in 3rd position. And here are the 11 gamers and riders ready to take part in round 2. Daniele Aloy for Ducati leading the way, as you can see there on bike number 23. However, we have a brand new name, the debutant Exa Rock, the Thai rider racing for Trackhouse Racing. Well, 11 riders ready to do battle here for round 2 of MotoGP Esport Global Series across the sprint and 2 races. And that all starts off with the Tissot sprint at the Chang International Circuit.
Here we have then the sprint info for this opener at the Chang International Circuit. 4.5 kilometres of track for our riders to get to grips with, 7 right-handers and of course 5 left turns as well.
12 corners make up this incredible circuit, with the first corner a very fast 3rd gear right-hander before powering down the straight where they reach 330 kilometers an hour, touching 205 miles per hour before hard braking into turn number 3, before another long straight into the fast turn 4, before the technical sector 3 towards the end of the lap, before 4 corners make up the final sector 4 with a hard braking for turn 12. The first gear right-hander, we've seen plenty of racing action and race deciders there in the past. Well, now that we have qualifying done and dusted and put into the history books, it means that it's time to go racing at the Chang International Circuit, where we could see someone take the fight to Daniele Aloe. That could be Jackhammer, who starts from pole position. And of course, we have to keep an eye on the debutant, the Thai rider, who makes his debut at his home race. So for that to be said, it's over to the Tissot Sprint here at the Chang International Circuit. Well, qualifying is now over, which means we're getting ready for some racing action. And the first one here is 3 laps of Tissot Sprint action at the Chang International Circuit.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible to get things underway here for the first Tissot Sprint of round 2. We've got Jackhammer on pole for the first time in 2024. Back where he thinks he needs to be, I'm sure, Liam.
Yeah, he does feel like he belongs in number 1 position, and of course, with the number 1 on his bike, he feels like he belongs there indeed. Now, just ahead of the Thai Grand Prix here at Chang International Circuit, we see there the debutant Rock from Thailand. He was also present here for the MotoGP in real life, and he'll be hoping to do his team, Trackhouse Racing, absolutely solid and try and get on the podium. Now, with the red lights about to come on, we're about to get racing here in the Tissot Sprint in Chang for round number 2, and it's Jackhammer from pole position and launches off the line. Well, a bit of a wheelie there, and Davide Turisi already got the whole shot into turn 1, but Trast up the inside on the Yamaha, goes a bit deep to Davide Turisi and Trast. Turisi on the Aprilia leading the way from Trast. Jackhammer from pole position slipped down to 3rd. These 3 are ready and waiting on the brakes. It's going to be deep from all 3 of them. We're looking at Adrian, who's back in 4th or 5th as the top 3 run a little bit deep into turn number 3. But for now, it looks like it's Trask, your 3-time champ, back into the lead. Yeah, that was an incredible race start. Adrian back in P7 for the time being. And Trask and Jackhammer go wheel to wheel there. This is racing. Oh my word, it's Jackhammer that leads now. Going into the corner. What about that, Liam? That's my goodness, we've got some bumping and boring further back. A couple of riders through the gravel trap. They're out of this one, but Jackhammer, I should quite rightly say, corner back into the lead of the Tissot Sprint as Trast and Davide Turisi elbow to elbow swapping paint the Aprilia, and the Yamaha rider someone's off a little bit further back. They're running deep. I'm not sure if that's Adrian potentially, as we just saw Rich Yuti on the LCR Honda making a move on Spadalongo. Spadalongo, this is the highest place we've seen him so far in the MotoGP eSport in 2024. Turisi and Trast once again, latest of the late breakers. Here comes Daniele Aloe. Daniele Aloe, who did have a tough qualifying. He's already 3rd at the end of the first lap. Yeah, absolutely incredible from Aloe. We can see the focus on his face there. He had a tough qualifying, but now he's already in P3. He's already in a podium position. Daniele Aloe on that Ducati machine, showing us exactly why he came into round 2 leading the championship standings. Another Italian on another Ducati having a bit of problem there. It was spun along with some reckless riding, so he'll have to calm down his antics on track as once again Daniele Aloe, and I thought that was Adrian for a second coming into this, but Adrian's a little bit further back. He's in 11th place, so Daniele Aloe already up to 2nd position. That is why he is your championship leader of 2024. He's chasing Jackhammer, your pole setter, for the lead of the race. Jackhammer probably doesn't know how close Daniele Aloe is, but you can probably hear him, you can probably smell the fumes from that Ducati as there's a bit of bumping and boring through turns 7 and 8 up towards it. Here comes Aloe for the lead. No, Jackhammer, latest of the late breakers, as Trast goes out a little bit wide further back. Yeah, Jackhammer, of course. Oh, he's gone deep as Jackhammer. Corner started to jump in there, but it almost opened the door for Daniele Aloe. Yeah, it was so close. Jackhammer's going to be desperate to win this time around. He is currently leading, but for how long? With Daniele Aloe following him, but Jackhammer back in 2023. Of course, the year that he won the championship, he finished P5. That was back in round 3 of that campaign. This time around he's leading. This time around he's on course
for his best possible finish here at the Chang International Circuit.
Well, he's got the championship leader to hold off on this final lap. Daniele Aloi from deep on the grid, already into second position. Here he goes, he's into slipstream alongside who's the latest of the late breakers into turn 3. It's Aloi. No! Round the outside comes Jackhammer, but it's bumping and boing. He's pushed it a little bit deep. It's going to be elbow to elbow stuff. Down the back straight we go into the fast turn number 4. Jackhammer, he's coming back at Daniele Aloi. Look at the concentration on both of their faces. And Jackhammer, once again, he is a little bit deep. No, he's not, but Daniele Aloi, he comes back into 5. Oh, he pushes Jackhammer over the grass. That's still Teresi up the outside. Teresi takes advantage of Aloi's mistake.
Yeah, absolutely brutal move from Teresi. Did not forgive there. And there it is again. We're watching a real battle, elbow to elbow. This is incredible Tissot sprint stuff. How exciting is this last lap?
Oh my goodness me. Brilliant stuff from the top 4. You've got a KTM, a Ducati, and a Aprilia, and a Yamaha, Teresi and Trust. Trust round the outside through turn 10 into 11 we go. That battle has allowed Jackhammer to get a bit of an advantage. He goes a little bit defensive into the final corner. Into the last corner we go. It's going to be Jackhammer. Teresi looks up the outside of Trust. Can't make it. Yes, he can. Jackhammer takes victory ahead of Daniele Aloi, and Trask just holds on by the narrowest of margins for 4th position. But your reigning champion Jackhammer is back to winning ways.
Look at that breath of relief there. Look at that contentment. He knows what he's done. He knows what an incredible race he delivered here in that Tissot sprint at the Chang International Circuit. He's happy, and this is why. Jackhammer, our winner in the Tissot sprint, followed by Daniele Aloi and Trust on the podium. Behind them, Davide Teresi, Adrian and Spadalongo. P7, Piero Ricciuti. P8, Exeter Rock on his debut. P9, Deepu Akbar. P10, Keinster. And 11th, Flavio Baldacci.
Well, what a way to start off round 2 of the MotoGP Esports Global Series with the 3-lap Tissot sprint at the Chang International Circuit. And an incredible recovery after round 1 for Jackhammer to take his first victory of the season. But Daniele Aloi, Connor, what a ride from deep on the pack to finally pick up second position. His first time all season. That's his worst result, but he still picks some incredibly important points for the championship.
Yeah, absolutely. If P2 is your worst position, you're not in a bad position in the championship at all. That was absolutely sensational from the Ducati rider. But we've also seen Jackhammer delivering the kind of performances which we saw from him last year, and he's really got his season underway now, hasn't he, Liam?
Yeah, he does indeed. Well, if you've just missed that race, well, we've got a little bit of action to bring you with some of the best moments from the Tissot sprint at the Chang International Circuit. So this is how we started off proceedings here today with the Tissot sprint at the Chang International Circuit. From pole position, Jackhammer dropped back to 3rd. However, it was Teresi and Trask, your 3-time champion, battling for the lead into turn 3. Jackhammer had a little bit of a look up the inside, but didn't quite make it stick. But on the final lap, we had Daniele Aloi and Jackhammer, the 2 best in the world at the moment. You could argue elbow to elbow into turn number 4. But Jackhammer, latest of the late breakers, while Trask and Teresi, they were battling for the final place on the podium towards the final corner, but it would be Jackhammer holding on while Trask almost lost out to Teresi coming at the final corner, but held on for 3rd behind Jackhammer and Daniele Aloi, who were your podium positions. Well, what an incredible way, as we just said, to start off proceedings. Jackhammer, we just saw him there, a little bit of a fist bump to the camera, and you can imagine he was absolutely over the moon with that result. Well, now that we have the Tissot sprint done and dusted and put into the history books, that means it's time to get racing for our first race of the day, race 3 of the season for round 2 of the MotoGP Esports series at Sepang International Circuit.
Yeah, race 3 info here at the Petronas Sepang International Circuit. 5.5 kilometres for our gamers to get to grips with, 10 right turns, and of course 5 left-handers as well. It's going to be such a tough one for them.
Yeah, the 15 corners make up this incredible circuit, which was opened back in 1999, built by Herman Tilke. And of course, Sector 1 consisting of 3 corners before powering into turn number 4, where we can see lots of overtaking action before turns 5 and 6, powering through sector 2 into sector 3, the most technical part of the course. Expect overtaking hotspots at turns 9, turn 14 and of course turn 15, where we see lots of do-or-die efforts into the final lap and of course the final corner, which makes up the Sepang International Circuit. After what was an incredible Tissot sprint at the Chang International Circuit, it means it's time to go racing for race 3 of MotoGP Esport Global Series round number 2 as we head over to the Sepang International Circuit. Well, we just had an incredible Tissot sprint at the Chang International Circuit, which means we're set up perfectly for race 3 of MotoGP Esport Global Series. And Connor, after what we saw in Tissot sprint, this is shaping up to be an absolute cracker.
Yeah, it was drama from start to finish in the Tissot sprint. My heart is still beating incredibly quickly, and I'm sure it'll be beating even quicker as we get underway here.
Yeah, the top 2 in the championship separated by 12 points. Daniele Aloe and Jack Hammer start alongside each other from first and second on the grid. We've got the heavy hitters at the front, and of course we've got heavy hitters all the way down at the field. And of course the Thai rider making his debut this weekend will start his first race alongside Deepo Akbar, another rookie in 2024. And we look forward to lights out here in Sepang. So, revs are rising, the red lights come on, it'll be out any second now, and will it be Jack Hammer getting no start for pole position? It was a little bit lackadaisical off the line there. It looked like Daniele Aloe got a whole shot using that front right height device on the GP24 to great effect, but trashes up the inside. Here comes Ricciuti, I believe, or was that Adriani? It was Adriani's run well off track now, and that's pushed Daniele wide. We've got a couple of down. Jack Hammer's down. Jack Hammer's down.
Whoa.
What drama here on the opening corner at Sepang International Circuit. The rider that won the Tissot sprint is down and possibly out, potentially. Daniele Aloe, he's been pushed out wide, and with all that said, Deepo Akbar from last on the grid leads the race.
Absolutely incredible from Deepo Akbar, although Spadalongo looked like he was going to be moving ahead of him. He's not. Deepo Akbar is still in the lead. Trask is now into P2. This is absolutely sensational. What a start from these gamers.
And Keinster's making progress as well. Spadalongo, after that mistake there, he's dropped back to 4th, Trask up to 2nd, but Deepo Akbar, look at the face of concentration. The Indonesian rider is sending Indonesia into raptors right now, and he leads the race here in Sepang, but he's got a little bit deep in turn now. He's run very deep, he's off track, he's lost not 1 but 2 positions. He's gone from the lead of the race to 3rd, so maybe just feeling the pressure a little bit from your 3-time champion Trask, who leads the way now, looking for his first victory of the season as Keinster on the gas machine. He moves up into 2nd. Daniele Aloe, he's in 5th, but Jack Hammer and Ricciuti, who crashed at turn 1, they're down in 10th and 11th.
Yeah, this is a real opportunity for Trask to show his experience. He is our veteran rider, 53 race starts now. He has been on the podium here before. He finished 2nd back in 2019, but he has struggled here as well. This time around, he's currently in P1, and I would be worried about the riders he's got behind him as well. This is fantastic from Keinster. The German is looking to put in a sensational ride and really get his campaign in 2024 underway in this Global Series round 2.
Well, what a lap. Second after lap for Jack Hammer. That's been, he's already behind. He's now ahead, side by side. It's going to be any one of them. Ahead of his now championship rival Daniele Aloe. So Jack Hammer, who was down at turn number 1 a lap ago, he's already back up to 5th. This is the sort of fight back we expect from Jack Hammer, your reigning champion, just like we saw in Phillip Island.
Yeah, and we also saw it from Daniele Aloe in that Tissot sprint at the Chang International Circuit as well. He was right at the back of the pack and managed to compete and fight his way through and eventually finish P2, but he could well have snatched that win from Jack Hammer as well.
Well, what a start to this race. A lap and a half in, and we've had the whole race turned upside down and it's on its head. So I wonder if we can have any other drama here today at Chang, at the Sepang circuit. Absolutely incredible stuff. What an opener of racing we've got here for the main races in round 2 of MotoGP Esport Global Series. However, Connor, I don't know if you've noticed, but it's starting to get a little bit dark the clouds are rolling in here in Sepang.
Absolutely. I think the word, Liam, is ominous. Because when the clouds loom over a circuit like this, it can indicate that a little bit of rain is about to fall. And what would that mean?
Well, it could mean that we would have a flag to fly against Daniele Aloe. Barges past Baldacci, so the two GP24s elbow to elbow stuff, swapping paint. We've just had an absolute cracking MotoGP race between Bagnaia and Martin. The similar between those two as Jack Hammer passes Deepo Akbar. So Deepo Akbar, the Indonesian, he was leading the race early doors, he's now slipping backwards.
Yeah, always battling with Baldacci as well, a bit further back as well. But look at the drive that Jack Hammer is getting there. That's the reason he's got that #1 plate. Absolutely incredible. But for now, in P1 is Trast. Look at that concentration. He's in a position to get that elusive win. He hasn't been able to get it so far in the Global Series Round 2. And right now, he is by himself. He's not under any real pressure. But the rider behind him is Adrian on that Repsol Honda machine. And he's one of our veterans as well, who'll be determined to chase him down. Adrian, of course, finished second here in 2020, the year he won the title. He finished third in 2023. He knows what it is to get onto that podium. This time around, he wants to take that top step.
Our three-time champ leads away from our two-time champ in MotoGP Esport Global Series. Our reigning champ is about to move past Kangsta for third position. So what a recovery ride this has been for the #1, Jack Hammer. He is now hammering it home about how good he absolutely is. He's run a little bit deep, has he? The RC16's coming to blow, but it's a KTM rider, Jack Hammer, that moves into the podium battle as Daniele Aloe is just behind this pair. You see him on the GP24 Ducati Lenovo, the factory rider for that team. He's making a move on Kangsta. You can't do that there, but he's trying to make a stick at turn 12. That's just made Kangsta, push Kangsta a little bit deep into 13 and 14. So it's Jack Hammer and Daniele Aloe separated by 12 points in the standings. If it finishes this way, the gap will be down to 9.
Yeah, just look at this between the two of them. It's been absolutely incredible. There we have again Daniele Aloe, a face of pure concentration as he takes on his primary rival, but he's under threat here. Kangsta's coming through, and that is a brazenly wonderful move from Kangsta. Can he keep it? Can he make it stick? It looks like he can for the time being, but it's going to be a matter of who can get the best line, who's bravest on the brakes, and this time around, well, it's Daniele Aloe, who's still behind Jack Hammer, his current rival at the top.
He's just been given a little bit of a notification for reckless riding for that one. However, I do feel for Kangsta there because he got a little bit of a push and shove through turns 13. He thought he'd give some of it back at turn 15, and he's just lost out once again. But it was incredible riding between Daniele Aloe and Kangsta. And here comes Baldacci.
Oh,
so he's
Baldacci!
been absolutely
He was hot
terrorised by the GP24s as Kangsta. What a disastrous start to lap #4 for the German rider. However, it is Trast that leads away. However, Connor, I must draw your attention to that. It's come down to under a second for the first time at the front.
Yeah, Adrian has set the fastest lap of 1:52.982, and you know what that means. Cue the Jaws music, because Adrian is hunting down Trast at the front of this race.
Yes. A little bit ominous now is that Jaws music. It's getting a little bit louder, a little bit more frequent. And of course, Adrian is closing in on your race leader. But we're watching Davide Baldacci and Kangsta for 5th and 6th position. These two have come to blows a little bit already in this race as we go into turn 12, running over the curb. Kangsta looks like he's losing a little bit of ground to Baldacci, but back at the front, that gap is now half a second. It was a second a lap and a half ago, but now Adrian, your two-time champion, is chasing down the most experienced rider in the field. Trast chasing his 17th win in MotoGP Esport. Adrian chasing his 14th victory, so these two know what it's like to win, while Jack Hammer is 2 seconds behind this pair.
Yeah, Adrian's a bit of an expert as well when it comes to this circuit. He managed to seal pole position back in 2020. He sealed pole position in 2023 as well. So he knows what it is to put in a perfect lap at this circuit, and he's doing just that this time around as well. He's narrowing that gap with Trast.
Yes, coming down as Davide Turrisi. He's got so much pace, does the Italian on the Aprilia. However, he just makes a few too many mistakes, and Teresi is rejoined, but he's down in 10th place. However, the gap at the front is coming down between these two. Trast and Adrian, they're so experienced in not just leading races, but also battling with one another. They've been pushing each other for championships year after year for the last couple of seasons, and these two are well and truly ahead of the rest. But we did mention a couple of laps ago, Connor, those clouds were getting a little bit darker. We've just seen some spots of rain on our camera lens. This is going to be disastrous for this race. The cat has really been thrown amongst the pigeons, and we could be getting a flag-to-flag here in Sepang.
Yeah, it was always something that could happen here in Sepang, and it looks like it might well happen within the next few moments. There we can see it. Look at that on our cameras. We're seeing the drops of rain, and that means there we have confirmation. White flag, white flag. There is the graphic, and that means this race is now flag to flag.
Yeah, so the riders are going to see the white flags waving also on the LED screens around the track, which means they can come in and change bike. Will any of them make a stop on this lap? Will any of them try and brave it out and try and get to the end of the race with the rain falling? I can't imagine any of them will. Here comes Trast over the second season. We are seeing a flag to flag. Some of these rookies in the class have never done a flag to flag before, so this is going to be a disaster for them, trying to make sure to get slowed down before the pit entry. It looked like on that occasion for Trast, it was well and truly spot on with Adrian behind him as well. Has anyone stayed out? Yes, Keimster.
Oh, Keimster, that is brave. Well, he's only got... He's not got much longer. If he can manage to do a bit of a Brad Binder here, well...
yeah, that
would be absolutely incredible. Let's keep with Keimster for the time being, because if he can be as precise as he needs to be... Oh, and Ricciuti as well.
So the two riders have stayed out as we're watching.
Oh, this is drama.
Here we go. This is unbelievable stuff here at the Sepang International Circuit. Round number 2 of the MotoGP Esport Global Series, and we've got drama and action. We've seen Jackhammer. He's made a stop. Now, how much time will these riders have lost to Keimster and Piero Ricciuti? They come out of the pits. Trast is 32 seconds behind Piero Ricciuti. There's 3 laps to go, Connor. If those two don't come in, they're going to be trying so hard. They'll be slipping and sliding, as you quite rightly said. Brad Binder done that back in Austria in 2021. Can we see the biggest upset ever in MotoGP Esports Championship, with these two potentially staying out to try and take victory?
It's a very, very brave decision to make. I mean, look at the concentration there. You cannot put a single wheel wrong here. You need to be so precise, because one mistake and you're down, and you will realise then that you've made the mistake of a lifetime. But if it pays off, no one's going to be talking about that. They'll be talking about just how brave you've been. Piero Ricciuti now looking to do and make history. Trast is now following them down, but he's 31 seconds behind. Liam,
We've got a race
is this possible?
Is this possible? This is possible. I can't believe this. You're almost willing them on just because of the bravery, the audacity.
The audacity is the word, Liam. Audacity is the word. And if it pays off, well, that's just... Oh, it's just incredible racing.
Here we go. They're coming into the final corner. Chang still leading the way. Is he coming out? Of course not. He won't. He's tippy-toeing around the final corner. Piero Ricciuti stays out as well. These two have got 2 more laps to go. The gap is now down to 29 seconds. If it doesn't get any heavier, these two have just pulled off a master stroke.
Yeah, it would be one for the ages, one for the proverbial history books, because this is... I can't get that word out of my head, Liam. It's audaciousness, pure, sheer audaciousness from Keimster and Piero Ricciuti as they look to take advantage of this flag-to-flag situation. And for the time being, it looks like they're doing just that. Although, now that I'm looking at the timings, Trast is bringing that down, but does he have enough time to really catch up to these two riders who are currently leaving? It's currently at 25 seconds. It is coming down with every single second that we're still out here.
Well, he has to be lapping 15 seconds a lap quicker as he crosses the line with 2 laps to go. I don't think it's coming down enough, Connor. One rider has lost a lot in that whole kerfuffle of the flag-to-flag bike swap is Adrian. He's lost a position to Jackhammer, and Daniele Aloe. Jackhammer in 4th spot, closing down potentially on Trask. Piero Ricciuti's down from second
it hasn't
place.
worked for him.
It's not worked for him, but he's still 20 seconds ahead of Trask. This is massive drama here in Sepang. There we are, we've picked him back up. Ricciuti powers down the back straight.
Keister now!
Down. That was better to turn 9. Keister's down. It's too wet out there for these two.
Ricciuti's down again!
My goodness me!
Ricciuti's down again! Keister's still on those 2 wheels, but as the rain increases, well, it becomes increasingly difficult for these riders as well.
I can't believe what I'm watching. These two have lost 7 to 8 seconds with those crashes. Trask is now only 6 seconds behind Piero Ricciuti. He's crashed twice on this lap. Trask can see the LCR Honda rider looming into distance. He's closing with every corner, with every meter. And Trask, we see him on screen, he's on course to at least get second, but this is shaping up to be one true. Piero Ricciuti's out wide. Trask is back into second.
Yeah, Trask is back into second, and it might well be the case then that the correct decision here was to go into the pit.
Down again.
Keister, no!
Keister's down in the final corner. There he is. He's gone down, and there's Trask. Trask is over the lead. And Keister's given up the ghost. He's coming in. He maybe should have just stayed out, because no matter what happened, he could have still maybe picked up a top 5 or top 6. Now he's going to drop all the way down towards the fringes of the top 10. But Connor, that's such a shame for Keister and Ricciuti, who did go all on the line, took the brave decision, but it just didn't quite pay out. Yeah,
I think you've just got to throw those dice sometimes. For them, it felt like the right decision, and that's what they've done. Now they are going into the pits, because I think they know better than us whether they were going to be able to finish the race in that situation. Obviously, it wasn't going to be the case, and now back with Trask. Well, he could be on course for a first win in 2024. He does have Jackhammer and Daniele Aloe behind him, the 2 championship contenders for the time being. But it's Trask who's leading the way, the veteran, the rider with more races than anyone else under his belt, showing everyone else just how to get the job done.
Well, you throw something towards Trask, he does soak up the pressure. He's cool, calm and collected. That is why he is a 3-time champion. He is on course for his 17th victory of the season. It will be his first win since Japan last year. It's been a long time since Trask has tasted glory here in MotoGP Esport. However, it's not all over yet. It's Jackhammer slowly closing in on the 3-time champion. Yeah, you've just got to ask yourself whether he's got enough time on this last lap to try and make a move. He is very far back. It's safe to say that it was Trask that took the most advantage of that flag-to-flag situation. Yeah, he did indeed. He led from the opening lap. He proved why he is a 3-time champion in MotoGP Esport Global Series. He comes through the penultimate corner. Jackhammer's just a little bit too far behind as he powers down the back straight for the final time here at Sepang International Circuit. The weather gods threw the rain at his way. He was able to soak it all up like a sponge as he comes into the final corner for the first time in 2024. For the 17th time in his career, Trask on the Monster Energy Yamaha MotoGP pops away across the line and takes victory here in Sepang International Circuit ahead of Jackhammer, your reigning champion, who picks up 4 important points in the championship ahead of Daniele Aloe. And that was a sigh of relief from Trask. That monkey off his back that he's finally got victory in 2024. Yeah, absolutely. More than a sigh of relief. That was just absolute incredible reaction. He was so thrilled to have finally got his win in this 2024 Global Series. He's managed to make it in round 2. He'd struggled in the first round to really impose himself. This time around, he's done exactly that with a first ever win here at this circuit. Absolutely outstanding stuff from Trask, but you've got to throw some consolidation in the way of Keister and Piero Ricciuti, who have just come across the line now for trying to brave it out on those slick tyres. Yeah, he did so well to stay out there. Just in the end, as we can see here, the rain was just coming down too strong for our riders. And then we have the final results then for this Petronas Grand Prix of Malaysia. Race 3, Trask, our winner, followed by Jackhammer and Daniele Aloe. That battle at the top of the standings is getting closer and closer. Then it was Adrian, Flavio Baldacci
and Davide Turrisi. Behind them, Spadalongo, Exerock and Deepo Akbar, and in P10, Keinster, and in P11, Piero Ricciuti, who tried so hard to stay out, but in the end were just unable to do so.
Yeah, and these are the provisional standings for the time being, as we could have potentially some post-race penalties coming away of some of these riders. But stay tuned, as we will update you on that very shortly indeed. However, what an incredible race 3 of round 2 of the MotoGP Esport Global Series. I am just getting my breath back because, Connor, that was one incredible thrill ride from start to finish. As soon as Jackhammer and Ricciuti went down, we were open to anything happening, and then of course the weather gods threw down some rain, and what a wait it was. Trast just soaking it all up as he does to take victory, but Jackhammer picking up some important points, Connor.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really a question of absorbing the pressure. That's what Trast was able to do. Trast was so good when he made the decision to go into the pits. And what about that? A flag-to-flag race, Liam. What drama! And as you said, it was from start to finish.
Well, we've got to try and get our breath back from that one. However, we get to look back at some of the most important points from that race, some of the best bits, and this is how race number 3 went down at the Sepang International Circuit. Well, from pole position, Jackhammer didn't quite make it stick. However, Daniele Aloi was getting pushed out wide as Deepo Akbar found himself as the early leader as Jackhammer and Piero Ricciuti went down coming out of turn 1 as Daniele Aloi, your championship leader, was mired deep in the pack. As I was bumping and boring just ahead of us, it was Trast that would take the early advantage after Deepo Akbar would slip down a few positions as Daniele Aloi came under some pressure from Jackhammer, who managed to gather himself up very quickly and was already inside the top 5. The two championship contenders elbow to elbow, side by side, as Keinster and Daniele Aloi were getting a little bit too close for comfort, swapping some gas and Ducati colour schemes between themselves as we started lap number 4. Baldacci got involved as well, pushing Keinster out a little bit wide. Keinster not coming under any problem with the top 2 GP24s. Trast was leading the way as the weather began to open up and dropping some rain on the Sepang International Circuit. But as the 9 riders came into the pits, Keinster and Piero Ricciuti decided to stay on the slicks, which was a detriment of the LCR Honda rider and of course the Gas rider. As they had a couple of offs on lap 7, they decided to give up the ghost and come into the pits. They both finished 10th and 11th at the end. As you can see the frustration on Keinster's face after what was so close to a victory, only 1 lap away from victory in these wet conditions. But it was Trast who would take his first win of 2024, his 17th in his career, and you can just see what that means to the 3-time champion as he crossed the line and getting that monkey off the back in 2024. Ahead of the final race of the day at the Ricardo Tormo circuit in Valencia, we would like to send out our heartfelt condolences to everyone in the Valencia region who have been affected by the devastating floods.
Yeah, MotoGP, the paddock, the wider world of motorcycle racing has very much expressed its solidarity with the people in the Valencian community with the theme, "We are racing for Valencia."
And of course, with that in mind and with you in mind, it's now time to take a look at the Ricardo Tormo circuit.
It is race 4. Here is our info at the Circuit Ricardo Tormo. 4 kilometers in length with 9 left turns. And there are 5 right turns as well for our riders to get to grips with.
Built back in 1999, this track holds a lot of memories for many champions, with the lap opening at turns 1, powering down towards turn 2 before the tight sectors 3 and 4 end the lap. That brings up what is an incredibly tight Ricardo Tormo circuit, where we see many races go down to the final corner at turn 14. And now that we've had a look at the circuit, the riders are now ready and waiting on the grid. So that means for the final time today, it's ready to race in Valencia. And the scene is now set for the final race of round 2 of MotoGP Esport Global Series, with Jackhammer starting from his 10th career pole position ahead of Trast, the race 2 winner, and Daniele Aloi, your championship leader, on the outside of row 1.
Yeah, this is going to be such an interesting battle to see who can really draw first blood in this final race of round 2. It's been so exciting so far, and this time around, well, we'll have to wait and see what happens when things get underway.
Yeah, the Grazie Valley, the legend Valentino Rossi, watching on as these esport gamers do battle here in Valencia ahead of the final race of the day. The back row of the grid, Exo Rock, the debutant, and of course Deepo Akbar, the Indonesian rookie, rounding out the 5th row of the grid as we're ready to go racing here in Valencia for race number 2. Jackhammer on pole position. The revs are rising as the red lights come on and they go out in immediately, any second now. They go for a little bit longer than I expected, but a great start from the middle of the front row from Trast. Your 3-time champ takes the whole shot into turn number 1. Here comes Adrian, and that's Jackhammer.
Jackhammer.
He's gone into the barrier. My
Jackhammer.
goodness, Jackhammer. I'm not sure what happened there, but he must have collided with someone, and he's been set up. And Jackhammer is mired towards the back of this pack as Adrian takes the lead from your championship leader, Daniele Aloi.
Yeah, that was absolutely incredible. I don't think anyone expected Jackhammer, who's been so strong during the course of this round 2, to have a start like that. That was absolutely incredible. The drama right from the beginning here is just incredible. Adrian is leading. Now, we have to remember that he finished second back in 2020 here at the Valencia GP, and this time around, well, he's leading, but he's being chased oh so closely by Daniele Aloi.
Yeah, great start there from Adrian, but I'd love to know what happened with Jackhammer there. I don't know if he collided with someone, had to step and go straight on. I can imagine that's what happened, but further back, these two once again, Trast and Davide Turriti, getting to know each other very well and very closely. There's a bit of bumping and boring to turn number 11. However, Kangster's gone down a little bit further back. The Gas rider who all came so close to victory in Sepang only a few moments ago. However, as we end lap 1 of 9, it's going to be Adrian. It comes across the line to tick off lap number 1, leading the way from your championship leader, Daniele Aloi. Jackhammer, who crashed at turn 1, he is now out of this race. We don't see him on our timing monitor, so it looks like maybe Jackhammer could potentially be out. Daniele Aloi in second, chasing down Adrian, who is an absolute weapon at this track. He's got so much success right here, and he's one of the riders that, if you want to learn something, he's probably the best rider to follow. Yeah,
Adrian, in front of his home fans as well. That adds some pressure, but it means that he's really going to want to deliver in front of all of these people watching. It's been absolutely sensational so far from Adrian, and Davide Turriti's not done too badly either. He's currently in 3rd on that Aprilia machine as he chases down our leading 2. He's got to watch out behind him as well, because he's got Trast, who's just ran a little bit wide there. Turriti's doing so well to maintain that line, but he's got to watch out for Trast.
This is an incredible 8-wheeler at the front of this field. Turriti taking a look up the inside of his fellow countryman Daniele Aloi, who did hit a late apex, but they're still chasing the home hero, Adrian, who leads the way. He's looking for his first victory since 2022 at the Indonesian circuit in Mandalika. So Connor, it's been a full calendar year and a little bit more that he's not won.
Well, that's precisely why he's going to be so desperate to get back on the top of the rostrum. For the time being, he's doing just that. Trast, meanwhile, well, he is a veritable expert at this track. He's won at the Circuit Ricardo Tournament 4 times, twice in 2017, once in 2018, and once in 2020. And that is why, despite the fact he's just behind this leading group, he is one to watch as we get through what remains of this race. There he is, moving into 3rd. If he can just hold it, it does look like he's managed to make it stick for the time being.
Yeah, incredible stuff there from Trast, who does take the lead of this race. Daniele Aloi just in front of him, and of course Adrian continuing to lead the way, Connor. We've got a battle on our hands here at the front. Daniele Aloi taking a look up the inside at turn 9.
What about that,
Here comes Trast, as you quite rightly mentioned, Connor. 4 victories in Valencia, and of course he's chasing a 5th one here. Oh, that's a bit defensive across the grass, and yeah, the track limits potentially there for those three. I'm not quite surprised. That was some defensive riding, but all of this battling has allowed Tissot into 2nd, and of course Adrian has now been given a bit of an advantage at the front of the field, about 6 or 7 tenths of a second, because these three are battling. There's no end.
Yeah, that's exactly what Adrian wants as well. As long as he's the rider out in front, everyone behind him chopping and changing and battling to try and establish their place in this leading group, well, it means that Adrian just has that time, that space that he needs to just pull away as much as he can. Currently just around 6 tenths of a second, but when you've got riders like this coming behind you, Tissot into 2nd, and he's going to be trying to narrow that gap as much as possible. But for the time being, it's still Adrian from Tissot and Trast.
Well, Daniele Aloy is fighting for all his worth for the podium. However, he will know that his main championship rival, Jack Hammer, is out of the race. We're just hearing reports that it was a technical issue for Jack Hammer that has now put him out of the race. So a disaster for the reigning champion on the KTM, who is now out, and he'll be dropping big points to Daniele Aloy. Now, Adrian, Tissot and Trast are doing Jack Hammer a big favour by taking points off your championship leader. Yeah, absolutely. If he's still watching on, this is exactly what he wants. He doesn't want Daniele Aloy to finish any further up, because if he does, that's going to make the task of sealing a consecutive MotoGP eSports title even more difficult. For the time being, Daniele Aloy is in P4, but he's not anymore. It's now P3, and those are very valuable points for the Italian on that Ducati. Trast, big moment there into turn 12 as he's picked up some track limits as Trast. So, disaster there for the 3-time champion. It's allowed Daniele Aloy 4 extra points for 3rd place. That'll be 16 points in total. However, this race for victory is not over yet. That gap between Adrian and Tissot has come down by 1/10 of a second on that previous lap. The Aprilia rider who's looking for victory here in Valencia, the first one of 2024. Daniele Aloy's got Trast once again all over the back of him. The Yamaha rider runs a little bit deep once again. The Yamaha is known to take more sweeping lines. However, I feel like that was a little bit too sweeping. Just maybe, Liam. And now Trast is in such a good position to try and make a move when the time is right. He's biding his time as he looks to get ahead of the comparative inexperience of Daniele Aloy. He might be leading the championship for the time being, but he's got nothing like the experience that Trast does have. And currently in P4, Trast is well positioned here, because this is a very, very close race. Yeah, you were mentioning that he is the legend around Valencia in terms of esports. 4 victories, and of course the last time we raced here was Adrian took victory ahead of Trast did finish in 3rd, which was his worst result here in Valencia. If he finishes off the podium, this is well and truly his worst result here in Valencia, so he'll be trying everything he can to try and stop that rot and get back on the podium, as Adrian on this current lap seems to have just stalled the progress of Tissot. It remains around about 1/2 a second to 6/10 of a second into turn number 1, dropping down the gearbox into 3rd gear through the fast left-hander, powering down the shorter straight and towards turn number 2. So easy to lose the front here, but thankfully for your 2-time champion, he does make it stick with Tissot, Daniele Aloy and Trast, the 3 Italians chasing the Spaniards. Yeah, absolutely. 3 Italians on Adrian's tail. 4 Italians with Ricciuti. And we can't forget, of course, that Ricciuti finished 2nd here back in 2021, so there's a bit of a gap between Ricciuti, 1.3, 1.4 seconds, and Trast. But he's not one to rule out either. He's a very talented rider, and we've seen him do wonderful things here before. We have indeed, but I would like to draw your attention to the rider in 6th spot behind this top 5, Rock, the debutant, making his debut here in round number 2 as Trast looks up the inside of Daniele Aloy. A little bit of contact between the two. He's shaping him up for turn number 11, but Daniele Aloy, I thought he was about to slam the door shut. Contact. He doesn't. He's left the door wide open, and through comes Trast. Yeah, that was a very, very audacious move from Trast. And there we go, their confirmation, a long lap penalty for Trast. Unbelievable. Is that going to leave in tatters his hopes for a 1st position here in Valencia? Well, it might well do just that. Well, Trast has just picked up a long lap penalty for too many track limits. He's exceeded the amount And of course, for the rider that is the master round Valencia, he is now, well, found himself at the demise of the circuit because he's now picked up a long lap penalty. Daniele Aloe just runs a little bit deep. He knows now that Trask has got a long lap penalty, so he doesn't need to attack the Yamaha rider, does Daniele Aloe. He just needs to sit there and pick up those important points when Trask does come through that long lap penalty lift. However, I want to draw your attention once again to the battle at the front. It's Adrian still leading the way, but the gap is now down to a half a second. So on that previous lap, Teresi has closed the gap ever so slightly. There is the Aprilia rider deep on the brakes, well and truly locking that front, pushing the front to its absolute limit as he went into turn number 9. Through the chicane we go, the left and the right. It's still Adrian leading the way. Will we see Trask coming in for his long lap penalty? No, we won't. Another lap. He's got 3 laps to serve that long lap penalty, so he will have to serve it before the end of the race.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see the concentration there on these 2 leading riders' faces. It's Davide Teresi who's hunting down Adrian, another one of our veteran riders. Teresi doing so well. We've seen him perform exceptionally over the course of this global series. This time around, well, all of his effort might just pay off with a podium. He's currently in P2.
Yeah, on that previous lap, Teresi just lost another 10th of a second to Adrian. So Adrian doing everything in his power to take his first victory since 2022. And well, it'll be one for the books. Adrian is well and truly on course for victory here today as we take a look at what is quite an exceptional ride from the rookie Rock. His first round in MotoGP Esport Global Series, the Thai rider, and for Trackhouse Racing he is sitting in 6th corner. Unbelievable stuff from the debutant.
Absolutely wonderful stuff. He's really, I'm reluctant to say that he surprised me, but I didn't expect maybe that he would be competing so far up this early on, because the other riders that he's against are veterans. They're so good at what they're doing, and Rock is showing that he's capable of doing that as well.
Now Trask has got to come into his long lap penalty. Not this time. He's going to have to serve it in the next lap. But when he does, Daniele Aloe for 4th has run out a little bit wide. He's now coming under pressure from Piero Ricciuti. The Italian rider on the LCR Honda is now homing into view, charging in to position behind the Ducati riders. We're watching Trask once again. He knows he's got a long lap penalty to serve, but he will serve it at the absolute last minute. He might not just lose out on 3rd, he'll lose out on 4th potentially as well. So could be drama here in the later stages for Trask as Davide Teresi hasn't given this one up just yet. It now is just round about half a second. The Aprilia rider is doing everything he can. He's throwing everything, including the kitchen sink, at Adrian on this final lap.
Yeah, Adrian is actually doing so well to try and maintain this gap. He's doing everything he needs to do. He can't ask anything else of himself. He just needs to keep Davide Teresi at bay, and he's going to get that long anticipated, that eagerly awaited finish at the front of this race, if he can just hold on for this last lap.
Yeah, it looks like on this last lap, the 6/10 as they come through sector number 2, but late on the brakes once more, pushing the front end of that Aprilia. You can just hear it screaming as he's late on the brakes, pushing that front. Adrian with only a few more corners to go to become a race winner in MotoGP Esport Global Series for the first time since the final round of 2022. Trask hasn't served that long lap penalty for the bench, so he will be given a post-race penalty. However, there's no post-race penalty. There's no doubt in the mind for Adrian, who comes through the final corner, powers out of the final corner. The Spanish rider taking victory in Valencia. It's V for victory for Adrian. It's V for Valencia, as we have everyone in our thoughts. Adrian takes victory here in the Ricardo Tormo circuit ahead of Davide Teresi, and Trask comes across the line in 3rd. However, he did have a long lap penalty to serve, did not serve it, which means Daniele Aloe will be promoted to the podium positions.
Yeah, Aloe will be thrilled with that. Jackhammer, however, will not be.
Such a shame for Jackhammer, however. Daniele Aloe will be picking up some important points.
Here are the final results then. Adrian with that long-awaited win. He was followed onto the podium by Davide Teresi and Daniele Aloe. Behind them, Piero Ricciuti, Trask and Rock. What a performance from the debutant. Flavio Baldacci behind, Spadalonga behind him, and Keinster and Deepo Akbar behind them.
And as you see there, Trast was docked 2 positions for a 3-second post-race penalty after receiving a long lap penalty, did not serve it, so Trast picks up his worst result in Valencia. Well, what a way to end race number 2 at the Ricardo Tormo circuit in Valencia. We've had 3 different winners here in round number 2 of the MotoGP Esports Global Series. We had Jack Hammer taking the Tissot sprint at the Chang International Circuit. We then had Trast back to winning ways, and then for the first time since 2022, Adrian picked up his first victory in incredible and dominant fashion. And well, Connor, we just have to say what a day of racing it has been. We've had 3 different winners after what had been a clean sweep in round 1 for Daniele Aloi. The Italian still leads the championship and really did benefit from Jack Hammer's technical issue. Yeah, it's really unfortunate for Jack Hammer, and Daniele Aloi did so well to get that 3rd position. It's going to be so important when it comes to the end of this global series in 2024. Absolutely wonderful stuff. Racing from start to finish has been incredible today, Liam. Yeah, it's been utterly brilliant. We've had flag to flags, we've had dry conditions, and of course we had what was one of the most bonkers Tissot sprints that you could ever see. And well, if you've just missed out on that race, I'm sure you did watch it all, but if you're just trying to get your breath back like we were and missed some of the action, well, we've got it for you in abundance. So, this is how the race looked at the Ricardo Tormo circuit in Valencia, race number 2 for round 2. It was Jack Hammer from pole position, had a problem into turn number 1. He then retired due to a technical issue. That left Adrian at the head of the pack. However, he was hunted down by Daniele Aloi, Torisi and Trast, 4 different manufacturers inside the top 4. Then there was this move for second as Trast made a move on Daniele Aloi across the grass. Both of them went, picking up some track limits warnings there. And once again, through that corner, as we see Trast picking up a long lap penalty, which he would not go on to serve as he made his way through on Daniele Aloi for 3rd position for the time being. However, he would not remain there come the flag. It would be Adrian taking victory at Valencia, the Spanish rider taking victory there ahead of Torisi and of course Daniele Aloi, who picks up 16 important points for his championship bid. These are the championship standings then, as round 2 of the Global Series comes to a thrilling conclusion. Daniele Aloi leads with 103 points. Behind him, Jack Hammer, 24 points behind the leader. Behind them, it's Trast, 27 points behind. And then we have Adrian, the 2-time world champion, currently sitting in 4th. Behind him, it's the Italian Davide Torisi. And behind him, his compatriot Piero Ricciuti. Flavio Baldacci on that Prima Pramic racing machine has 44 points. Behind them, Spadalongo, Keinster, Deepo Akbar, Exa Rock with 20 points, doing so well on his debut. And finally, Tissot is propping up the table. Well, as you can see from the championship standings there, that after the Tissot sprint and 2 races here today, Daniele Aloi for the Ducati factory team still leads the championship as we head into the final round. And I believe we get to talk to our championship leader, Daniele Aloi, now. Daniele, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an incredible day for you. You are a 3-time winner in the first round. However, it's been a little bit more difficult today. You've still picked up 3 podiums. How important was today's result for the championship?
Yes, hi everyone. Yeah, for sure today has been quite a good round. Not as the last one, but with the mistake in Chang, I'm super happy with the race. I did second, starting from last. I was hoping for top 5, 6, and the second almost a win. Unfortunately, I didn't pass Jack, but I'm super happy. Yes, also Sepang, unfortunately, also here some contacts in turn 1, but also the podium is I'm super happy. And also Valencia, yeah, super happy with the podium. So at all is a very good round.
And what about the final round? We're going to be going to Milan. That's got to be so exciting for you to race in front of your home fans and maybe even seal the 2024 championship.
Yes, race in Milan is quite near to my house. Yeah, it's good. We'll give my 100% to try to win. So let's see.
Daniele, it's been another incredible round for yourself. We look forward to seeing you in Milan. I'm sure you'll have lots of friends and family there as well cheering you on. All we can say is very well done once again, and look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks at the Milan Games Week.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it there. Daniele Aloe continues to lead the championship after 2 rounds of the MotoGP Esport Global Series. And of course, the next round is a big one. It's at the Milan Games Week on the 22nd of November.
Yeah, Global Series round 3 is absolutely huge. We'll have the sprint in Jerez, and then in race 5 we'll be in Italy at Mugello, and in race 6 we'll be at the Circuit of the Americas. So make sure you do not miss out on November 22nd at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, UTC+1. It is not one to miss.
Yeah, we've got so much to look forward to ahead of the final round. We look forward to seeing you there as well. And a big thank you to all of our riders and our gamers, and of course my cohort in crime, Connor Doherty, once more. All that's left for me to say is thank you once again for joining us, and we shall see you on the 22nd of November in Milan.